while you're inherently worthy, your market worth is determined by what you bring to the table in the marketplace. This is something you have to prove and earn in order to compete for a certain kind of women, a certain level of financial success in sports, in entertainment, whatever it is. What up, Casanova? So in this video, I want to talk about the idea of worth or worthiness. And I want to differentiate between different types of worth, okay, or worthiness, so that you can get a better perspective on who you are and where you stand and what you want and how things work, and approach life and approach your pursuit of success and happiness in a more balanced, non-judgmental, level-headed way. I want to do this because a lot of guys, people in general, they get caught up, they get confused by, what is their worth? And their self-worth is just derived in all kinds of inappropriate ways. They're hard on themselves and they're depressed and they're sad, and as a result, they can't act. And it's just this one vicious cycle. So let's differentiate between inherent worth, versus your market worth, versus the worth of your character, and then, how your self-worth is derived from all three of them, and what your self-worth should properly be based on, okay? What is the right way of deriving your self-worth, not to fall into some kind of a trap. So first of all, I want to talk about something called inherent worth. So your inherent worth is your worth just as a product of your existence. That you are inherently worthy of love and happiness and the right to pursue love and happiness as a product of your existence. You exist, therefore you are worthy. You're a product of this universe, therefore you are worthy, and no one can argue otherwise, just by the virtue of your existence. This is foundational. Without this, you can't build on your self-worth. Okay, this is the most foundational aspect of your worthiness. Remember this. Because you exist, you are worthy of love and success and happiness. No matter what kind of trauma you went through, what kind of conditioning you've had, you are worthy. You're also no better or worse than anyone else in a sense. You're inherently worthy. Everyone is inherently worthy. Everyone's inherent worth is 10 out of 10. So you're no better or worse than the next guy, either based on looks or status or money or being good at baseball or not being good at painting. It doesn't matter. Everyone's inherently worthy. Now, your market value. Now, your market value or your market worth, that's different. I like to say market value, for lack of a better word. What does that mean? That means that while you're inherently worthy, your market worth is determined by what you bring to the table in the marketplace. This is something you have to prove and earn in order to earn your place in the marketplace, in order to compete for a certain kind of women, a certain level of financial success in sports, in entertainment, whatever it is, okay? And that has to do with your skill, your competence, okay, your ability. So in order to increase your market value or your market worth, you have to first acknowledge that you're inherently worthy. If you don't acknowledge that, you can never increase your market worth because you'll always think, I'm not worthy. So it can be a trap sometimes. When you don't have a certain level of market worthiness, it's sometimes hard to give yourself the permission, right? I'm going to talk about this in a separate video. We need to give ourselves permission to pursue certain things in the marketplace, sexual marketplace or anything. And if we don't think that we're inherently worthy of love and happiness and success, then we will not be able to give ourselves the permission. We will have, poor self-esteem, a complex of sorts, and we won't be able to kind of put ourselves on the line, give ourselves the permission and pursue this and to shape our own reality. Okay, so it's very foundational. Now, another thing that's very important for your market worth is not just your inherent worth, but your worth of character, the value of your character, okay, which can help you build your market worth, And it can be attractive in and of itself and can become part of your market worth. What is the value of your character? Well, it falls in line with the 4 cardinal virtues that I talked about in Stoicism, or the 7 holy virtues, right? Having strength of character, being wise. What do the Stoics say? Being wise, being just, which is righteous, kind, having integrity, compassion, etc. Being courageous, acting in the face of fear, being resilient in the face of adversity and fear, and lastly, having temperance, exercising temperance, self-control, and balance, okay? Those are the 4 virtuous qualities, the 4 virtues, okay, that prove, your strength of character, your character worth, okay? And that's something that is almost the second thing that you should aim for. So you've got your inherent worth. After that, what's more important than your market value is the value of your character, which can also be, of course, reflected in your market value. And then using that, you build your market value. So you don't necessarily need certain types of market value. You can pursue them, right? And this is another important distinction. You can pursue a certain level of market worth with women, in sports, in business, whatever it is. You engage with the game of life by all means, right? You don't need these things to define your worth, but you can pursue them because you want to, for the fuck of it. Okay, we're going to talk about permission, identity, and ego, and all that. Okay, engaging with the game of life, playing to win versus not to lose. We'll talk about that. It's essential that you understand the difference, and it's essential that you understand that you first need this acknowledgement of a foundational inherent worthiness, and then an acknowledgement of the fact that it's your strength of character that matters more than anything, and that will help you build on your inherent worth, and then that will help you achieve whatever market value and worth you want to go for, which you don't need, but you want for the fuck of it. Now, when we talk about self-worth, when we look at ourselves, your self-worth should really be derived from your inherent worth and your strength of character. And even then, be careful that you don't judge yourself and say, you know what? You still haven't mastered the virtuous way of living. You're still not courageous enough and all that stuff. Be careful. Be careful not to judge yourself against some kind of a market definition of strength of character, okay? So long as you consciously and actively engage in the virtuous way of living and practicing courage and justice and wisdom and temperance, as long as you consciously work on that and keep yourself in check and keep improving, then that's good. And sometimes you'll slip and sometimes you'll fuck up, and you shouldn't judge yourself because I always say we're always exercising, we're always doing our best. At any given point in time, we're always doing our best. We're not exercising our best potential. There's a difference. We're doing our best. That at any given point in time, this is our capacity for what is best. We may be aware of what's better. We may be aware that we have the potential to do better. We may be aware of a better process. We may be even falling short of good process, but that's our best in the moment. And so it's important not to judge yourself and say, you know what, you're such a piece of shit, you're not worthy, okay? Which is going to chip away at your inherent worth that is so foundational to everything else, or even your strength of character, right? Keep yourself in check, but know that your strength of character is a work in progress, okay? Don't give yourself too many freebies. Keep yourself in check. So, your self-worth is based on self-responsibility. Mostly it should be, a balanced self-concept that allows for self-improvement without self-rejection. Okay, let me repeat that. It's a balanced self-concept that allows for self-improvement without self-rejection. That is how you derive a healthy sense of self-worth. The inherent worth that's already a 10 out of 10, I am worthy. And now the acknowledgement of self-improvement without self-rejection, of working on the strength of character, of subscribing to that virtuous way of life, and using those tools to then build on your market worth. But never allowing your market worth to define your self-worth. Now, of course, it can play into it, but be careful not to let it define it. I really want to make this clear. you might catch yourself feeling good, right? When I say of course it's gonna factor in, you might catch yourself feeling good because you're an accomplished this or an accomplished that of, if you achieve this level or that level of market worthiness. It might creep in, but don't, when you actually think about it, don't let it in any way define you. Just because you're playing the game and you've achieved certain levels, that's cool. That doesn't make you better or worse than anyone else. And if you fail to accomplish this level or that level, it doesn't make you any less worthy. So I hope this is going to help you on your path towards happiness and success. I hope this gives you a more balanced perspective of what is worthiness. It can help lay the foundations for your self-worth and self-esteem. I'll be making more videos to build on that. We'll be talking about identity and ego and permissions, but this is going to help embolden you and start giving you that permission to act, okay? And not be stuck in some form of self-rejection, a vicious cycle of self-rejection that people get stuck in. Very dangerous, very unhealthy. All right, man, thanks for watching. I hope you're enjoying this content and that it really helps you make some moves in the right direction. Sincerely, because everything I teach, I have lived and breathed and contemplated ad nauseum. Unlike a bunch of these cookie cutter life coach clowns out there that regurgitate some shit they read in a book and call themselves experts. With that in mind, if you want to go deeper, if you want to really know what it takes to become the kind of guy that can confidently attract and manage relationships with quality women on your terms and in a way that is healthy and honest, no scummy or gimmicky shit here. And if you generally want to live a life of truth, freedom, love, courage, and adventure, then as Tom Cruise famously said in Jerry Maguire, help me help you, and go click the link below. There's a very entertaining and informative video that will shed some light on how you can get started. Do it, or you will forever perish into the dark abyss. But seriously, go check it out. Let's kickstart this journey of personal development together and help you reinvent yourself into a sex god.